Hi there! Today we have the long-awaited Pearl Black K3 for our review. The Pearl Black range of phones from Colors comprise of the most premium phones from the company. Thus, it goes without saying that this phone is also packed with premium features. Hang on till the end of this review and I'm sure you will get the idea. Let's commence our unboxing and review. Starting with the package, the box has some different aesthetics than the older models. The contrasting black theme has been signifying the Pearl Black series, so the trend continues on this one too. Other aspects of the packaging are more or less the same, so I'll skip the details. As you cut open the box, you can see this beautiful platinum color variant of the phone. You can get this phone in either Space Navy or in platinum variants. As always, I'll move the phone set away to show you the other stuff that you get in the package. You get a flipped leather case, a new addition of an extra clear case, an authorized seller card, a SIM card tray pin, a warranty card, a user manual, a screen protector, a charging adapter, USB and charging cable, and an earphone. If you've been careful enough, you might have figured it out that it's missing a battery pack. This brings up the first unique feature of this phone. This is the very first unibody designed phone from Colors, and I think they've made a good move. Of course, it comes with its own pros and cons, but we will talk about it later. Let's start our main review of this gorgeous phone, and the good things start from the initial impressions already. The moment you lay your eyes on this phone, it screams premium. Hold this phone in your hands and the feeling only gets better. You can instantly feel the sturdiness of the phone and its comfortable angled edges. It's very slim at just 6.95mm. It's actually one of the slimmest phones out there in the market. There's a rigid metal frame that gives this phone a very superior feel. The phone is still pretty light at just around 145 grams. The overall design of the phone is very simple though, which might be why it kind of feels so unreal. The unibody design of the phone gets a big credit here. None of the previous phones from Colors had a clean physical design like the K3 does. There is not a single protrusion in the whole body of the phone, obviously except the volume rocker and the power button. So, all in all, I think you clearly understand now that the design of this phone is its strongest selling point. Colors have really pushed out everything in terms of its design game. A job well done. Now, let's talk about its physical aspects in detail. The phone looks very proud of its decent 5-inch screen in the front. Onto the top of the screen, there's an 8-megapixel front-facing camera, an earpiece, and a proximity sensor. Dedicated capacitive keys are located at the bottom. There are no buttons on the left side, but there's something new here. Because the phone has a unibody design, it doesn't have a removable back cover. Due to this fact, the phone comes with a SIM and external card tray located on this side. This tray is for your microSIM only, and this one can fit either a nano SIM or an external microSD card. The right side of the phone has the power button and volume rocker, and these have a very good tactile feedback. There's only a 3.5mm headphone jack on the top. On the bottom, there's a downward-facing speaker, micro USB port, and a microphone. There's a 13-megapixel main camera with a single LED flash at the back. One of the most pleasing design aspects of the phone is the Asahi enhanced glass on both of its sides. This facilitates the phone with a very uniform and premium feel. I will talk more about it later. Now, let's turn the phone on. You have the usual boot up screen followed by Android setup process that only takes a while. As much as the screen looks very elegant when turned off, the visuals only add to the experience. Color reproduction from this IPS display looks pretty good without oversaturation. The viewing angle is good as well. That was all the good stuff. Let's talk about some drawbacks it has. It is still a lower end 720p screen with just 294 ppi. I think Colors really should have gone for a full HD screen for this premium model. This puts the phone into a difficult position judging by the current demands of specs-hungry customers. But having said that, the viewing experience somehow manages to be pleasing once you start using the phone for a while. Pixelation isn't a problem until you get too close to the screen. Icons and text look good enough despite of the low PPI count. Watching videos, playing games, scrolling through pages provides a satisfying viewing experience. Coming back to the Asahi glass, there's something I want to shed some light on. The surface quality of this glass is such that it gets a bit slippery after longer use. I was making typos more often than usual as my fingers easily slipped. Anyhow, this suits well. Actually, very well for fast scrolling, swiping, or gaming, but typing on the screen might take some getting used to. But hey, you might not face this problem at all, as it totally depends on how warm and sweaty your hands get. So let's not judge it right away. Let's move on to the hardware and software features. Starting with the hardware, it is a beast of a phone. The phone has the same 64-bit quad-core 1.3 GHz Cortex-A53 processor and Mali T720 MP2 GPU as in the K20. But for the first time in a Colors phone, there's a whopping 3 GB of RAM. This great combination provides you with full ability to perform intensive activities. The phone also has a massive 32 GB of internal storage right out of the box. If that isn't enough, you still have an option for expansion of additional 32 GB. A huge feature indeed. Network-wise, the phone supports 4G LTE and 3G network bands. It is a dual SIM phone as I've already shown you earlier, so it supports a nano SIM and a micro SIM on its cool sliding SIM card tray. Let's talk about the software now. The phone is powered by Android Lollipop 5.1 version as in the K20. Nothing exclusive here. But I have to tell you that the user experience is much better on this phone. The software feels much more well integrated with the hardware, which provides flawless performance all day long. There's no bloatware whatsoever, as Colors has always tried to go with stock Android feel. That's always a welcome. There's not much to talk about the applications though. You get the usual package of applications that come pre-installed like Facebook, YouTube, WPS Office, etc. So let's come down to the performance. This phone is by far the most fastest and efficient Colors phone that I've ever reviewed here in the channel. Courtesy goes to the decent package of a quad-core 1.3 GHz CPU, a capable dedicated GPU, and 3 GB of RAM. It happily takes in most of the demanding games with rare occasional lags. Multitasking even between multiple heavy applications is a breeze. Stutters have now become things of the past. High-definition videos are handled flawlessly, but still, I think it would really benefit future phones from the company if the processor is upgraded to something like a 1.7 GHz quad-core processor or even higher. Now, the camera. This phone borrows the same primary 13-megapixel f2.2 aperture camera and 8-megapixel front-facing camera from the X-Factor Elite K20. So, both image and video qualities are pretty much the same. The primary camera shoots decent photos and videos in ample light but suffers in low-lit conditions. Image quality from the 8-megapixel front-facing camera is pretty much the same, meaning it's not so great. For a premium phone like this, it would be nice to have some good optics included under the hood. The phone has a downward-facing speaker at the bottom. It has similar acoustics to the one in K20. Lastly, the battery. There's a lesser 2350 mAh of battery on this model. Colors might have downsized the battery as it's a smaller and slimmer phone. But amazingly, it still easily survives a full day and a half with little bit of heavy to moderate usage. The less power-hungry 720p screen that we criticized earlier is to be credited here. If you are just a light user, you will find this phone lasting easily from 2 or 3 days as I have experimented here. That's really huge for such a small phone. The only gripe is with the unibody design as the battery is not interchangeable or upgradable. It's time for the final verdict. This phone presents itself as a much more superior phone from its older cousins. Be it in terms of looks, performance, or satisfaction, it tops every scoreboard out there. The elegant unibody design with sleek front and back is aesthetically very soothing. It handles all kinds of tasks you want it to perform, and it does them efficiently. Now, you may ask, what is the pricing like? Believe it or not, but all of these great features and you're only paying 21,050 rupees. Colors has yet again maintained its low pricing scheme, keeping affordability for customers in mind. It just can't get any better. We've reached to the end of the review, and I hope it has helped you to some extent to learn about this phone. Thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next one.